Hello, I'm Aarti, and in today's lesson we'll be talking about maps which usually occur in exams in IELTS Writing Task 1 Academic. People usually fear maps, but trust me, they are very easy. So let's begin. First of all, what do the maps show? Maps usually talk about the changes that occur at a place over a given period of time. When you get a map as a question, the first thing that you have to do is to analyze the maps and study carefully what they show. The two important things to be noticed in a map are time and place. Talking about time, there are three timelines in which you can get the maps. Past versus past is the first one. You can get two or more maps in the past tense. Or you can have the second timeline, that is past versus present. Here you will have a map in past and the other one in present. The third timeline is present versus future. You can have one map in present tense and the other in future, which shows the proposed changes that need to be made at that place. You have to be very conscious of the time frame because it decides the tense of the verb to be used in the task. Talking about the place, you can get anything under the sun in the maps. Maybe the shopping malls, the university campus, the airport, or the future plans for redeveloping a university. So you have to be prepared to study and analyze the maps and work on them. Let us first talk about the vocabulary to be used in the maps. Maps have a special vocabulary and it is a good idea to master it so that you do not use the same words again and again, which might lead to losing marks. So if you make something bigger, you can use words like extend, enlarge, or expand. If a thing or a place is reduced in size in a map, the adjectives used can be squeeze or reduce. Then you can use the word reconstruct. The words like refurbish, renovate, and revamp are very good words to show if change is made in the condition of the place. And then you have some important phrases like set up or build, to construct a building. Eat up, which means to consume. You can say that the empty spaces were eaten up by concrete structures. You have words like demolish, knock down, and pull down if you destroy something. And then you have words like relocate and convert, which are very common. So let us shift to the maps. Today we will be discussing the maps in which the timeline is going to be present versus past. You can see on your screen there is a map which shows the town center in 1700 and the town center today. Let's look at the maps. The question statement says, the following maps show the changes that have taken place in the center of a town since 1700. So you can see that there is one map which shows the town center in 1700 and the other shows the town center today. For describing the town center in 1700, we will use simple past tense. And while describing the town center today, we will be using simple present tense and present perfect tense. Another important thing that I need to talk about is there are two ways to solve this task. In one task, you can describe each of the maps in separate paragraphs without making any comparisons. This way will not fetch you marks and is not recommended. What you must do is, you must use the second way, and that is to make comparisons between both the maps. This is how you will be showcasing your ability to frame answers, your ability and your grasp over grammar, and you'll be fetching good marks. Let's write an introduction for this task. Students usually make the mistake of copying directly from the rubrics. It is not a good idea to copy directly from the question statement. Rather, you should paraphrase the question statement and use a lot of synonyms. Here you can see the question statement writes the verb shows. I have used the word compare and contrast in its place. The verb changes has been replaced by transformations, and the preposition since has been replaced by the preposition from and till. The maps compare and contrast the transformations that have occurred in the town center from 1700 till now. So, after making a good introduction, it's time to make an overview. Overview is usually 1 or 2 sentences long. It talks about the general idea of the entire task, and we do not write minute details. You can see in the maps that the town center was not much developed in 1700, but now it is greatly developed. Secondly, there was large spaces, empty spaces in 1700. As you can see, there were fields in the south, Stegel Farm in the southwest, the Good Farm in the north, but now we don't see much empty spaces. So this is what we are going to write in the overview. The town center was not much developed in 1700, however, it has been modernized tremendously now. The vast empty space available in the town center in 1700 has been eaten up by concrete structures like car park, block of flats, supermarket, to name a few. So now we have to make body paragraphs. Let us learn an effective strategy to do that. Let us examine the maps minutely and highlight some key points. Can you just tell me what has grown bigger in the maps? We can see that the hotel to the west of the market square has expanded. Okay, what has remained unchanged? Which was there in 1700 also and which is there now also? Yes, it's the market square and the church. So what has been modernized or renovated over the period of 300 years? Yes, it's the road network. The road network was not very good in 1700, but now you can see we have well-marked roads, zebra crossing, traffic lights, roundabout. And lastly, what has disappeared completely? What was there in 1700 but is not there now? Yes, it's the Stegel Farm, the Good Farm, fields and stable. So now these highlighted key points will help us in making the effective body paragraphs. So having answered these questions, now let us use this information and make effective body paragraphs. So the first point of comparison will be the market square and the hotel and church adjacent to it. In 1700, there was a market square in the heart of the town center. To its west, there was a hotel, and to its east, there was a church. Now we can see that the church and the market square, they have remained unchanged, whereas the hotel has been expanded. The market square, situated in the heart of the town center, and the church to its right have remained unchanged over the period of 3 centuries. The hotel to the west of the market square, however, has expanded significantly and has almost doubled in size. So the next comparison will be about Good Farm. We can see in 1700, a huge area was occupied by the Good Farm, whereas now it is not seen anymore. It has given way to car park and a large number of houses. The Good Farm, which occupied substantial area in the north, has given way to a huge car park. A large number of houses have also come up adjacent to it. So our next comparison is about the road network. You can see in 1700, there was absolutely no road network. There were no roads. We just had Market Street and Peters Lane. But now the things are quite different. The town center today has a very well-developed road network with zebra crossing, traffic light, roundabout and well-marked roads. And we can see that apart from Market Street and St. Peter's Lane, we also have a new road called the Stegel Road. The road network, unlike in the 1700, has been developed and modernized. Facilities like traffic lights, zebra crossing and roundabout have been added for the convenience of the commuters. The next and the last comparison is about all those places which were there in 1700 but are not seen anymore now. In the southwest, there was a Stegel farm and there were stables in the south in 1700. But they are no more seen now. The Stegel farm has given way to the Stegel Road and stables have been replaced by a block of flats. Intriguingly, the Stegel farm and stables in the southwest and the south respectively were an integral part of the town centre in 1700. The former has been converted into Stegel Road while the latter has given way to a block of flats.